Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the shop. Today we're talking about assault and battery. Well, actually, I guess what we're all going to be talking about is new look. What do you think? No shave November, so I shaved everything off. Haven't seen my upper lip in probably 8 years, and I have regrets. So now you'll get to watch me grow my beard back in real time until December. Except that you won't, because I have like 5 videos that I recorded like last month that I still have yet to release, so it's gonna be real confusing. Timelines mean nothing in YouTube land. We just do what we have to. Anyway, the project today is getting started on the Honda Insight Lithium Swap project, and first off, I need to make something very clear. I'm not an expert. Not even close. I'm a hobbyist. I don't know all that much about the inner workings of this kind of thing. It's just what I've picked up, and I don't have enough free time because, you know, my attention has to be split between all my different cars. I'm not able to specialize in just one vehicle. Also, this video series is not going to be a how-to guide. Please don't use it as such. This is more my impressions, my experiences, and a general overview of kind of what's going on. The third thing is, this whole lithium swap project is still in beta. This is a product you can buy, but it is in open beta. All information that you would ever want to know is available on linsight.org or insightcentral. Is it .org or .com? I suppose I could pull it up on my nifty new shop computer. This is a 2010, I think. Shut up, Alexa. I think this is like a 2010 iMac, 27-inch, and honestly, it's a pretty ideal shop PC because the screen is massive, so I can kind of read it from way over here. It's very bright. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space, and they're cheap. Oh gosh, so many cables. So very many cables. I got this thing for 20 bucks, and it works great. It already had enough RAM in it. Otherwise, I would take it apart and do a RAM upgrade and a SSD swap. But honestly, it runs so well as is. And what's nice about this particular era is this glass is not glued down. You can just take a suction cup and pull it off and have unfettered access to the insides. But yeah, here we go. There's the shop PC using Lenovo peripherals just for maximum fun, I guess. But this is what we're here for. And this episode might be a little disappointing because we're not actually getting to any of the lithium stuff yet, which is sitting right here. What we're doing is swapping packs around. So this is the pack that was in my car, and this is the pack that was out of my parts car. Tossed it in, charged it, and it's been working great. And it still works. It's weak, but it works. And I don't want to destroy that. So this is where all the lithium stuff needs to go, but I want these cells to live on. So here is my old battery pack, and you'll notice there's a lot more stuff going on here. And what all this is the wiring harness for an integrated grid charger. So what I need to do, and also this was the first pack I took apart, and I messed up this harness in the process. This has a bunch of thermocouples on it, and I accidentally broke a few of them. So the project is disassembling this pack, because this case is going to get all the lithium stuff. So I'm going to prepare this pack for the lithium swap, and all the cells are going to make, and part of the wiring harness are going to go into this pack to make it complete. And then I will have a complete nickel metal hydrate pack, as well as my incredibly expensive grid charger and discharger up there. And then I'll decide what to do with that. Probably sell it for hardly any money. I mean, obviously I bought a parts car for that battery, and then I've had to send the charger in to get rebuilt. That was a few $100. But I don't know, if someone's local and their car has completely hosed IMA, hit me up, I guess. Maybe we can work something out. So, step 1, disassemble the pack. So I need to go get a 10 and a screwdriver. That's really about it. Not a lot to these. Time to put some tunes on. Get Spotify. packs come apart so fast. We're already pretty much down to the brass tacks on this one. And I guess I'll show you what we're dealing with here. So these 4 cells, you'll see they have these brightly colored wires going into them that are shrink wrapped to them. Those are temperature probes. And these are the ones that the car actually uses to determine if the pack is overheating or not, and it'll throw a code and shut down a system regen, because, you know, dumping power into these and sucking power back out generates heat as a byproduct, which is why we have the big old PC fan and all this room between the cells to draw air through. What these also have is these little guys, which are called PT2 strips, which is basically just a thermal resistor running the length of each stick. And those are all connected in series. And in theory, the PC or the battery control module just looks at the overall resistance of that whole PT2 assembly, and if it gets too high or too low, then it will also throw a code. But I don't think that functionality is actually in the battery control module. At least I know it's not in the later ones. I'm not sure about the early ones. There's still some speculation, and I haven't dug too deep into it because honestly, I don't care. So as far as parts go, this is the big old bus board that connects all the strips and all of the batteries together on one side. We have our PC fan, brushless DC fan that keeps everything cool. Where the heck? Oh, this is called the relay board, and what this does is this is actually what really connects it. Like it plugs into that bus board here, 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 and here, and this does several things. It disconnects the pack into 2 different parts when you flip this switch that severs the connection and actually turns it into 2 70-volt packs, so a lot less dangerous. You've got your main fuse here, secondary fuse, big, I think that's a resistor, I don't know. I think that's the contactor. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on here, but this is kind of control circuitry and some more sensing equipment, and of course the main circuit breaker is up there. These are the main voltage out. This is, I believe, voltage monitoring, or this is where the 12 volt, I don't quite remember. This goes straight to the DC-DC converter, so well, so does that actually, but this goes to the front of the DC-DC converter. I don't entirely remember what that does, but yeah, this is the relay board. We are going to be reusing this relay board. Yeah, so now I just need to move all of these cells over to that one, and I'm going to have to redo the modifications, which just look like, looks like this circuit board just kind of goes in between the PTC input, which is interesting because I don't think that uses the, I don't know, that might actually, I think it does actually use, yeah, it actually reads PTC for the grid charger. And that's supposed to be stuck down somewhere, but I guess it's just floating. So now the transfer has to happen. Gross, because getting these PTC strips to stick back through. Oh yeah, this is the other bus board on the other side, and this one has all of the voltage taps attached to it. So you've got these little what is that, you figure? Resistors? This is getting into electronics that I don't quite understand. But effectively, every 2 sticks, there is a voltage tap, and the computer uses those to monitor the health of the battery, because when this thing is under load, the way that these batteries and lithium is similar, unlike a traditional alkaline battery, you've got a fairly linear, you know, the less voltage there is, the more dead the battery is. These don't really work like that. The resting voltage is always going to be pretty darn similar, and it's to the point where it's almost impossible to tell just with... Are we back? My battery died. I don't remember what I was talking about, but I think it was the voltage tap board. When so these batteries don't have a linear voltage drop. What you can tell, or they don't, the voltage doesn't linearly go down as they get used. I think it uses an algorithm to tell you know, oh, we've theoretically the battery has this much capacity, we have discharged this much out of it, the battery should be at this level. But they also have this voltage monitoring taps. I don't know if I'm right about this, but the voltage monitor taps are used to set a light because when under load the voltage drops too much across some sticks, it knows for sure that, hey, there's something wrong with those sticks. Unfortunately, we don't have access to that information while the car is running, and nobody knows where to get that connector, last I knew, so I can't just make a harness to plug into it, because that would be so useful in tracking down if a pack just has one or two bad sticks, or if the whole thing is bad, if I could read these voltage tap values while the car was in motion under assist. Anyway, that's what this guy is. And then we've got all these sticks, and the sticks are the positive and negative, four flats with rounded edges or hexagonal edges. So we're gonna pull all these sticks out, and we're gonna start tossing them in that boy over there. And then this can start getting a little bit more prep to become lithium. That's one side done. Now I just need to copy and paste that over here. And in my experience, it is best to do this side first because the plate on this side kind of floats. It doesn't bolt down at the corners. These corners are for the cover, or these holes here are for the cover. So that plate is able to float, and that just kind of helps it actually fit. The one time I did this side first, I ended up with some batteries not making a good connection, which was a problem. So once I get this side done, all that's left is to modify this good temperature harness for the grid charger, and that should be pretty simple. And then I don't know, this harness is going to go on that pack for now, which is the one that I'm converting. So I guess I'll put on the cheesy EDM again, and we can get going. And what I'm referring to, so this is the harness that goes with the Genesis 1 grid charger that I have, which is like the nicest grid charger you could buy for these. And it just has, you know, various bits and bobs. So like it's able to manually control the fan when you plug it in, while still allowing the inside itself to control the fan. It is able to read the PTC temperatures off the temperature harness, and then of course it is plugged in here to the let's see, this is the positive and this is the ground bus, I believe, for actually charging the pack. And then you're able to just mount this in the car, and then you can just plug in your grid charger without having to take the cover off or anything. That's the goal, is to make this pack all plug and play ready for a grid charger and ready to install in a car. And this is what we're left with, a theoretically good working battery. And I got the PTC wires all in there, and then this is far more relevant. This is the case in which we will install our lithium in the coming videos. So some prep to do real quick. So once we take out all these self-tappers here, these all pull out, and they only pull out in one direction. These are injection molded, and in order for them to come drop out of the mold, one end is actually slightly narrower than the other. So the middle one has a gasket that makes it a little harder to take out, but those will not be reused. There we go. And now you can kind of see, well, A, how filthy it is in there, but also you can see how, sort of see how this will begin to go together. Batteries will go in sideways, more or less like that. This is just two of them. Actually, only one of these will be used. These are 12S modules. The 18S modules are still up in the garage, but we are now well on our way. There's a few things I need to buy. I need to go get a couple hole saws. I think that's about it. And then it's pretty much time to get started. There'll be some modifications that need to be done to this relay board as well, mostly for clearance, because there's, you know, cables that have to run all through here to get voltage where it needs to go. A few of these bus bars need to go away. Stuff like that. And I think it's doable in a day. I think the lithium conversion is pretty easily a day project. I'm not sure what day I'll actually get to it. This coming week is going to be quite busy, so chances are you'll see a couple videos about the E90, and then we'll be back to the lithium conversion. You know how I said I was only going to be using one of these 12S packs? That means I'll have another 12S sub pack left over, and I've already ordered some parts to hopefully use that for different projects. So this Insight conversion will not be the last hybrid or EV project that you'll see on the channel. So get subscribed if you want to see more stuff like that. Thanks for watching, and also hit me up if you're in the Wichita area and you have an Insight that needs a battery. Maybe we can work something out. Thanks for watching.